Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I'm sorry about my voice. It is a little bit shot because I've been recording way too much Elden Ring, and as it turns out, there's still plenty more Elden Ring to record. So anyway, today we had a Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak digital event by Capcom, which revealed a lot of news about Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and in this video, I'm going to be summarizing everything that was presented during that digital event. There's also a live stream up on the channel if you want to watch my raw reactions to everything that happened as it was happening. That is the video that you'll want to check out. I'll try linking it like on the upper right hand corner in here somewhere or something like that. There's also an analysis of the trailer in that video, so if you want to see me go through the trailer and pausing every like 5 seconds or so and trying to analyze every little bitty thing that was there, that is the video that you want to check out. But here, I'm just going to be trying to summarize things as fast as I possibly can. For those of you that don't have time to watch a live stream, I like to, please a wide variety of people in my audience. So if you don't have time to watch a live stream, I understand you're a busy guy, so let me stop yammering and let's get started. Number one, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is a massive expansion to Monster Hunter Rise. Naturally, for those of you that still don't understand the difference between like what is Sunbreak, what is Rise? Rise is a base game, Sunbreak, massive expansion. You can expect to have about as many hours of gameplay as you've had in Monster Hunter Rise, and if you're the type of person that likes to engage in endgame systems, Sunbreak is most likely going to have a much more robust endgame than Rise. Now, this is what basically from an historical analysis of previous Monster Hunter games, this is the information that I can tell you. Naturally, I can't predict the future. I don't know exactly how many hours you're going to be getting, but if you take a look, for instance, at World, then you take a look at Iceborne, naturally there was like way more hours of content in Iceborne with the Guiding Lands and all of that. That is essentially what Sunbreak is to Rise. You can look at Monster Hunter Rise as Monster Hunter World and Sunbreak as Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Anyway, continuing onwards, the expansion is going to be releasing in June 30th, 2022. So right at the end of June, start of July. July is going to be the Sunbreak month. As you guys can expect, during July, there's going to be tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of live streams right here on the channel for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, because I'm going to be grinding the ever-living crap out of it. I still haven't made up my mind if I want to do it on PC or on Switch. Hopefully you guys don't care which one I choose, because I am leaning more towards Switch, despite the fact that PC has better visuals and all that, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. Now, an interesting thing here on the official website, if you guys want, you can actually listen to the Sunbreak version of Proof of a Hero. You can just hit the on button here, and it'll show you what the music sounds like in Sunbreak. I'm not going to be showing that off in this particular video. You guys can listen to that. This music was also featured in the trailer. I just thought that, I'd let you guys know in case you're a big fan of Proof of a Hero, like I happen to be. You might want to listen to it isolated from all the chatter that shows up in the during the trailer and stuff like that. So, introducing Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is an expansion of the original Monster Hunter Rise, featuring improved gameplay and nimble feeling additions, the combat mechanics, unique new monsters and hunting locales, and a new difficulty level in the form of master rank quests. As the hunter who saved Kimura from calamity, you must now journey to the far-off reaches of Elgado, an outpost near a kingdom beset by a sinister new nemesis, the Elder Dragon Malzeno. Now, there's a lot of information for us to go through, so I'm going to be jumping off straight into monsters. So the monsters that were revealed in this particular live stream were Garangolm Astalos, which is a returning monster. This monster was originally introduced in Monster Hunter Generations. We have Blood Orange Bishaten, which is a subspecies of Bishaten. We also have Shogun Cyanatar. Now, Malzeno and Lunagaron were already revealed previously. Now, another bit of information about these monsters is that Malzeno, Garangolm, and Lunagaron are called the Three Lords. The Elder Dragon Malzeno and the powerful boulder-like Garangolm and the icy wolf-like Lunagaron. These three monsters comprise the Three Lords, an infamous trio of monsters that threaten the lands of the kingdom. I wonder if this is them trying to, get back the thunder that everybody loves, the Fated Four so much. So maybe they're coming up with, okay, so there's the Fated Four from Generations, but in Sunbreak, we have the Three Lords, Malzeno, Garangolm, and Lunagaron. Either way, these appear to be particularly important for the story of Monster Hunter Sunbreak, because they are like the main threat to the lands of the kingdom, which is where we are going to be fighting. They now have a description from Malzeno, Elder Dragon covered in elegant silver scales. It drains the life energy of other living creatures, creeping around at night and attacking its prey from behind. Though Malzeno appears regal at a glance, it takes on a more sinister appearance after draining enough energy. And you can see the little, these little, I almost want to say moths that he's got going here. I had this theory that these could potentially be almost like these flying leeches that leech energy off of the player and then give buffs to Malzeno, almost like a kinsect. So these are like Malzeno's kinsects, if he's considered like an insect glaive. But anyway, that's Malzeno. Then we have Garangolm, which is a fanged beast. Now, this is kind of like a monkey boy like Rajang. Garangolm, and he's actually, out of all the monsters that were announced so far, I really like Garangolm. Like, he has this thing where he can make his right foot be from fire and his left foot, I mean his right paw and his left paw, the right one be from fire and the left one be from water, which is an interesting, it's an interesting dynamic that he's got going there, which I thought was cool. But basically it says, monster characterized by its massive and rigid body, their sap-like fluids can promote plant growth, forging a symbiotic relationship with flora that grows in their bodies. They can also use that sap to harden plants or the surrounding soil, outfitting their bodies and enhancing their attacks. There's renders for all these monsters. You have a description for Lunogaron, an azure-colored fanged wyvern with an organ that chills the air and inhales, which then circulates throughout its body in a unique form of thermoregulation. It can travel long distances and endure significant environmental changes, allowing them to occupy a wide range of habitats. So he's a roaming monster. He's going to be showing up in several different locations. This monster basically uses something kind of like similar to what Zamtrios does. So all of you Zamtrios fans out there, I don't want to say that all hope is lost, but, you know, after them showing like the different stuff that Lunogaron can do, I'm not sure if we're going to get Zamtrios, guys. I'm sorry, because he also has the thing where he hardens his body using ice, so, you know, keep that in mind. Then we have the returning Astalos, which is a fan favorite for a lot of people, one of the Fated Four, thus giving us Mizutsune and Astalos, still missing two of the Fated Four. I know, Capcom, you want to talk about the Three Lords, but most of us in the Monster Hunter fandom, we want to talk about the Fated Four. Where's our Glavenus? Where's our Gammoth? Anyway, large flying wyverns with crest-shaped organs that can be vibrated to build and store vast amounts of electricity. Violent to a fault, they're known to mercilessly drive intruders from their territory. Then you have the subspecies Blood Orange Bishaten. Named for their auburn fur, these Bishaten subspecies stuff their belly pouches with pine cones. Does that remind you of somebody, maybe a certain wyvern that I personally like very much, like our good buddy Basil? And it looks like this particular Bishaten is going to be based around Blast. Maybe, we'll see. They use these pine cones to pelt hunters with and then use their breath attacks to ignite them. So this is either fire or blast. Either way, it's going to be fun. Then we got the Shogun Cyanator, which says large Carapaceons that originally appeared in Monster Hunter 2, known for using wyvern skulls for their shells. Shogun Cyanator attack their prey with long, sharp claws, which are strong enough to bore holes through solid rock. Very rarely, they may also drop precious pearls. Also, let me tell you, all of those who plan on watching future trailers of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, you'll want to pay close attention if they show Shogun Cyanator again, because he might have like something on his back, like the skull of certain monsters. We might be able to identify returning monsters through the skulls that this little dude has in his back. Another thing about Shogun Cyanator is that it indicates that, you know, this has been known for a while, but I figured since we're doing basically a summary of everything, it indicates that we will most likely be seeing the bleed status make a return to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, because that is his specialty. He makes things bleed. So we'll see if that is the case or not. Anyway, following through, they also showed us a new locale, which initially when I saw the trailer, I was thinking, oh, they're showing us two locales. There's like this lush forest, and then there's these icy mountain looking things. No, all of that is one map. So you have a castle-like structure in the middle, and then you have lush forests on one side and icy mountains in the backdrop, as you can see right here. There's icy mountains, here there's lush forest, and An interesting thing about this map is that I believe that Malzeno is going to become more powerful at night, because you can see that when nighttime comes, they have this strange purple glow thing going on. I believe that the moon glow is powering up Malzeno a little bit, or could be something else. Maybe there's like an elder dragon monster that is causing this particular effect that is causing Malzeno to go even wilder. I don't actually know. Anyway, their description is: Citadel is a new locale centered around the forlorn ruins of an old castle, featuring a vast array of environments from forest-covered areas to frozen icescapes. You can see the foresty area here. You can see that these are ruins, so very much like the castle's in ruins, this thing's in ruins, everything's in ruins. This particular location here looks like there's tree sap oozing out, and this actually slows our hunter down. So this is a bit of a hazard that you have to pay attention to. Then you have the Icy Mountains, which is very reminiscent of Hoarfrost Reach, which is pretty cool. And personally, I really like this camp. I think the camp looks really, really nice. But, you know, that is the Citadel, which is the one locale that they revealed to us. Then we have a new team of people. These people are going to be in Elgado. And I also want to show off a little bit of Elgado here. And we have some images that I basically grabbed off of the video. I'm probably going to be also editing in some B-roll and stuff. Now, a really cool thing about Elgado, I really like the vibe that this village gives us. Now, I also loved Kimura. I think Kimura is amazing. But it's like, this one's got like this steampunk castle thing going on. And one of the things that I want to know is, do we get to ride around in that roller coaster looking structure in the background? I want to ride the roller coaster because there's like rails on a lot of things in this city, and I'm pretty excited about that. I hope we get to ride on a roller coaster or something. I think that'd be pretty fun. But anyway, this is the city. They haven't really showed us what the Gathering Hub looks like. I'm looking forward to seeing more about that. Then we also have some stuff about a command post, which is very reminiscent of Astera. So if you've been to Astera in Monster Hunter World, this particular mission table is going to seem very familiar. Another important thing, notice there's a Kahoot there. There's actually two Kahoots here, which means that they also use Kahoots to scout out you know, the map and whatnot. So that's a mechanic that's going to remain pretty much the same. But yeah, it says here that in the command post is where, you know, progress is made every day to solve the mystery of the anomaly plaguing the monsters in the kingdom, which, by the way, you are introduced to this whole situation by a Lunageron showing up in the shrine ruins. That is the reason why you end up coming here. And basically you're trying to help out dealing with the three lords and whatnot to figure out what's going on. But I figured that this is probably going to be just a place where they will do exposition about what's going on with the monsters and just like the overall progress of the storyline and whatnot. And it looks like a nice place in the Elgado Outpost. I really, really like Elgado Outpost. Anyway, then we have another thing in this. Okay, so there's two things about this, and one of them is there's a little train with palicos running around, going up and down, and I was like, that's awesome. But then there was another thing, which is, I don't want Dango. It's like, I get it, Dango is really cool, and I think in Kimura it made sense and all that, but it's like, listen, this is a new place. I don't want Dango. I want to eat something else. Please, please. It's like my hunter's going to have diabetes if we keep going like this, because all he does is eat Dango. And I really, really wish they had done something different, but it looks like, you know, the Kimura, you know, Yomogi or something, she's got a franchising deal here, like friggin' the McDonald's of the Monster Hunter world, and she's just like peddling her Dango everywhere. So we got Dango and Elgado as well. That was a little bit disappointing to me. I wish, I want to go back to like supple chunks of meat and potatoes and bread and gravy. That's what I want. I'm done with the Dango thing. It was cool. Like, I'm done with it now. But, you know, I almost hope that there's like two different canteens, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. Either way, canteen is here. It looks really cool. I just wish it wasn't Dango. That's all. That's my main complaint about it. But either way, that's that. Then we have a couple of new features that they showed us in the form of new Silkbinds. They say here, new Silkbind moves/attacks have been added for each of the 14 weapons. Utilize these new abilities to further customize your own hunting playstyle. Now, with the Silkbind situation here, they showed us three new ones. You have one from a lance, then you have another one from a light bowgun, And there's actually a third one that they aren't showing here for some reason. Yeah, it's this one from the dual blades, as you guys can see right there. So you have this one from the lance, this one from the light bowgun, and this one from the dual blades. Now, the dual blades one looks like some kind of Wolverine drill claw thing going on. The lance attack is almost like the lance's version of hail cutter. And whatever they're doing with the light bowgun, I would imagine is something that buffs your damage. So like you put this thing up, you can see that there's actually a wire bug circling around that little circle that's in front of the light bowgun. And I'm assuming that Wirebug is basically buffing the damage that you do, which is why he is shooting through that particular circle. Some people have theorized maybe it's a shield, maybe it's something else. I think it's a damage buff, but we'll see. The new art for the dual blades looks like the most impressive one, but it's nice that the lance gets something cool to try and dunk monsters with. I hope that thing does a lot of damage because the lance definitely needs a little bit of help. Gun lance also needs a lot of help, but you know, the Silkbind art that I want for the gun lance is the AA flare, so this was just not going to work for me. Anyway, continuing onwards, we also have improved wall running, so you're no longer going to need to use a wire bug in order to initiate wall running. Your character just running up to the wall, you can instantly start running up the wall. There's also the fact that you can dash into a wall, so you can just like dodge into it, and that will also initiate wall running. And they actually say that wall runs can even be initiated from other moves that don't require a wire bug gauge. Then we have Morphed Wirebugs, and these are new types of wirebugs that shine more brilliantly than regular ones. There's two types, Ruby Wirebug and the Gold Wirebug. Capturing one will grant you beneficial effects. So this is basically something that you have to choose. Whenever you are in, in a zone and you're engaging in combat, you get to choose which one do you want to use. This is just for mounting monsters because, you still have the Wirebug Wyvern riding mechanic. And basically one of the shared effects is that it becomes easier to initiate Wyvern riding, and with your Wirebug gauge, recovery speed is boosted. So you definitely want the Wirebug gauge recovery speed because that is just pretty cool all around. You get to do more Wirebug abilities. And then you have the Ruby Wirebug bonus effects, which is mounted punishers do more damage. That is the final ending attack after you beat the crap out of another monster. That final attack that you press, what buttons are they? You press X and A. When you press those two to finalize the attack, that is the mounted punisher. So if you get the red one, they deal more damage. Then you have the gold Wirebug bonus effect, which says Wyvern riding attacks are more likely to cause a monster to drop materials. Although Gaijin Hunter's already made a correction on this, according to the Japanese version or whatever. It actually says that Wyvern riding attacks make a monster drop more materials. So at least I think that's what he said, but basically it's not more likely to drop materials, it just drops more materials. At least that's what it seems like. It's just like potato, not really a big deal. Ultimately, it is important to mention that, like we talked about previously in another video, do keep in mind that there was an option that was added into the game options that could potentially mean that Wyvern riding might become optional. So you might not be forced into Wyvern riding. We'll see if that is the case or not. But, these things only affect Wyvern riding. We still don't know if Spirit Birds are still making a return here or not. To be honest, I'm a little bit neutral on the whole situation. I know that a lot of people don't want these Spirit Birds, but I don't really care that much about it. If they add them, I'll deal with it. If they don't add it, then I won't have to deal with it. But either way, these are the ones that they're talking about. Then we also have a relative to the Puppet Spider, which is the Marionette Spider. And basically, this does the Clutch Claw move of slamming monsters into walls, as you can see in the video that is playing on the website right now. So this is something that apparently you can attach to a monster's face, and then you can yoink him into an obstacle, or probably yoink him into another monster. Now, when I initially saw this, I was like, oh no, this is a problem. I don't want to have the Clutch Claw stuff making a comeback. But the thing is, this is not the Clutch Claw stuff, because this basically is just, instead of having like the Puppet Spider, which spews out its goop and just puts the monster in a mounted state, you get this spider that lets you grab a monster, slam it against something. So it's a limited use tool, so it is not as problematic as the Clutch Claw in my opinion. Now there was one more thing that I wanted to show you here, which was the characters, and by the way, new waifu, the Smithy Manail, definitely 1000% waifu material right here. Operator of Elgado's outpost, Smithy. She's young but possesses the expertise befitting her position as one of the kingdom's blacksmiths. Through Rondine's good graces, she has come to Kimura village to further her craft by learning from Haman the blacksmith. So she learned from Haman. Manail loves her work and everything to do with weapons and armor, and bangs out each task while gripping her mighty hammer. So yeah, looks pretty good. I like her a lot. She's probably one of my new favorite characters. Anyway, they talk about all the different characters in the city here, but that's pretty much all the new information that we received. They talk a little bit about Elgado, how it's an outpost of the kingdom and home to the research team tasked with looking into the mystery surrounding Malzeno and the three lords, basically. The outpost is bustling with knights of the royal order, researchers, sailors, traders, and hired hunters. You guys can see this is potentially going to be our room, and I really like it, like the nautical apparel and stuff like that. I like this a lot. We also have the command center, the command post here. It's looking good. It's looking good. I can't wait to jump in and check it out, and I also hope that we get to ride this little tram or ride the roller coaster that's in the main city. But I like it. I like it a lot. These characters look pretty cool. You got the merchant, the quest damsel. Quest damsel, by the way, is apparently some kind of royalty, if the trailer is to be believed, because you're constantly seeing people basically kneel before her. And you also have Furain, Rondine's sister. You have the scientist Bahari. You have the admiral, which has got all of the drip. The merchant Oboru, and the Smithy Manail. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. I'm sorry this ended up being pretty much as long as the presentation itself, but I just wanted to give you all the information. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit it up with a like. If you did not enjoy it, hit it up with dislike. Feedback is important. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon if you want to stay up to date with more Monster Hunter news. Me and Gaijin are going to be doing a Third Fleet podcast dedicated entirely to this, so look forward to that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.